loves, welcome back to my channel. Okay, for today's video, I thought I would test out a product that Jeffree Star recommended very recently. He uploaded a UK drugstore makeup haul. He tested a concealer. He said that if you're in the UK, you should go out and grab it. So obviously, because I completely trust his opinion, I went out and got it. It's the Barry M All Night Long Full Coverage Concealer. Now, if I remember rightly, if I'm just checking the price here, this was only £4.49. What? There are 6 shades in total. Now, I thought I'd test it because I'm 40 and getting the right kind of concealer for my age range, sometimes it's a little bit tricky. We've got more fine lines, our skin is often more dry, so we need more. Like our concealers, when you're my age, they need to perform, they need to last, they need to not crease. Well, actually, they're the things that all of us want, no matter what age, but especially when you're a little bit older. So I thought I'd give this a go, give you my first impressions and let you know what I think. I've got my iPad here. It says it blurs skin imperfections with full coverage, soft focus effect concealer that is perfect for covering up imperfections. Yeah, we get that. And eliminating the complexion. Paraben free, perfect. And with vitamin E to moisturize. Bonus, it blends seamlessly into skin for a customizable finish. I went for the shade, I don't even know, Oatmeal, which was number 2. I did swatch them in Superdrug, and the lightest shade, Milk, did seem a little bit too light, so I thought I would just get the 1-up. Let's just address the elephant in the room. My hideous chipped nails. I don't know why I bother painting them. Does anyone else do the same? I use a base coat. I use Seche Vite, is it? Top coat. And I clean my bathroom, and like 2 seconds later, my nails are chipped. Like, that lasted about 12 hours. Perfect. So ignore that. You know, I try. Right, let's get into this bad boy. Oh, it's well and truly locked in there. Whoop. Okay, so there's 5 mils of product. Let's have a look at the applicator. It's got just a standard kind of small doe foot applicator. It's not particularly big. On my face, all I've got is my foundation, a little bit of BB cream, but I'm going to pop some under my eye, blend it out with my trusted beauty blender that's already damp. Let's have a look. Right, just going to bung some on. Doesn't really smell of anything. I've got a little bit of redness in the corner of my eye. Let's see how this blends out, shall we? Okay, I'm just going to press and pat like I normally would with my beauty blender. Wowzers. It's totally doing its job. Can you see the difference between this eye here that hasn't got any and there? It's blending really nicely. I think the colour's okay, maybe a touch pale, but that's blended out really well. I'm going to layer it and see how it layers. Let's see. Here, and then I might do a little bit of highlighting with it while I've got it. Why not? See how it blends into the rest of my foundation. All I've got on is primer and BB cream. Let's see. It does have a little bit of an illuminating, oh, you know what I mean, effect, very slightly. It's blending and mixing with my BB cream really nicely. Let's see how it layers. Maybe I've put a little bit too much because it does look a tiny little bit cakey, a very tiny bit. But it does feel like it's drying down quite nice. I think I will still set it with my translucent setting powder, but that's applied really nicely. Feels a little bit tacky, not too much. It looks nice in pretty much natural light. You can see the difference totally. It's definitely covered up some of that darkness. So here's before, and here's with the concealer. It's definitely taken away the redness. I've got a little bit of redness around my eyes from hay fever. It's definitely taken that away. Obviously, I've blended it up onto the eyelid as well. I'm going to be really interested to see how this wears. What I might do is set it, do the rest of my makeup. I'll come back in for another checkup once I finish my face, and then maybe I'll check in a bit later on today and let you know if it's settled into any of my lines, if it's creased, if it's kind of clumped up or anything. So I'll be right back. Okay, makeup is done. Super quick look, nothing particularly complicated at all. Kept everything quite basic. And I have to say, my first impressions are actually really positive about, I've put it down and I can't find it. Does anyone else do that? They have some makeup, they put it down and then it disappears like immediately. Where have we gone? Okay, first impressions, really, really good. I mean, obviously I trust Jeffree Star's opinion, but I'm kind of liking it. It's not settled into any of my fine lines yet. It is a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit dry, but you know, for the price, wow. Is it as good as my Tarte Shape Tape or the Too Faced? What one's this one? Born This Way. Concealer? No, but it's really close, really, really close. So I'm going to be really interested to see how this wears throughout the day. It's about lunchtime now. I've got some cleaning to do. I've got to change some beds. I've got to walk the dogs. There they are on cue. So I'm going to do a couple of things, run a couple of errands. Then I'll come back and check in with you and let you know how it's wearing. But so far, so good. I'll see you soon. Okay, it's been about 2 hours since I applied the Barry M concealer. It's holding up pretty well. That noise you can hear is my dogs running up and down the stairs. Can also say it's probably taken me about 2 hours to take off my glitter nail polish. So if you've got any tips on how to quickly remove like a glitter topper or a glitter nail varnish, let me know in the comments. Anyway, concealer. I have got this sort of black dot under here that's, I think, from my mascara. I mean, I could totally clear that up with a cotton bud, no big deal, but it's not. It's creased a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit, but nothing that I feel like I need to massively kind of press or retouch or anything. So far so good. So I'm going to keep wearing it. Obviously today I'm going to do some more errands, do the school run, and then I'll check in much later on to let you know how it's worn. Okay, so it's been about 4 or 5 hours since I applied my Barry All Night Long full coverage concealer. Now, do I love it? Is it my most favorite concealer in the world? No, it isn't. But do I hate it? Also no. Like, it's done a really, really good job. I have some creasing, especially on the very, very fine lines underneath my kind of lower lash line. There is definitely some creasing there. It's a little bit dry around kind of my eye socket almost, but it's still there. It hasn't crumbled. It hasn't gone super dry. It hasn't shifted. It's still there. It's still covering my dark circles. And I think for the price, it's amazing. Is it as good as a Tarte Shape Tape or a concealer like the Born This Way from Too Faced? No, not quite as good, but for the price, it's incredible. I really think that if you are much younger, then you might like this concealer, or if you're on a budget, then this is a wonderful, wonderful option. If you can't afford to drop £20–25 on a concealer, this is £4.49 and it's done a really, really good job. Like, I am impressed for the price range. I haven't used anything by Barry M before. I don't think I have anyway. I am a bit of a makeup snob. I love my makeup and my skincare, and I do the majority of the time buy kind of more high-end brands. But this has definitely opened my eyes up to trying cheaper products. Like, if it was hideous and it didn't work, I've lost £4.50. It's not the end of the world. I will definitely use this again. Like, the Too Faced concealer is huge, I think this is a really great travelling option rather than taking like a big one away, or if you've got a tart shape tape or something like that, which is more expensive and you don't want to travel with it, then I think getting a holiday shade in this is a really, really good travel option. I can't say if it lasts all night long, but the last 4 or 5 hours I've worn it, it's worn beautifully. I think if you're in the market for a really budget-friendly concealer, if you've got a teenage daughter that's just getting into makeup, or you're much, much younger than I am, then I think you'd really like this. I think it's really, really good price point. Let me know in the comments if there are any other products that you've heard about and you'd like me to try out for you. Do a bit of a wear test. It's kind of been fun, a little bit different from me. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you so, so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you really soon. Take care.